Snif has released a fragrance inspired by Swedish candy. I'm very excited. Prada has released a $90 highlighter. And why does everybody want to collab with like old cartoons from the past? Now we're doing Teletubbies. For the second time. Welcome to this week's new makeup releases. We're gonna chat about the new makeup that's been released, announced, and sneak peek. I'll let you know how I feel about these things, and then you let me know how you feel about these things down in the comments. As you're seeing this, I'm actually out traveling. I am in Greece with a bunch of you, and I am so excited. I am not packed in the slightest, but I am super excited. So this one is a little bit pre-filmed, and I'm gonna keep it short and snappy, but I still wanted to chat about a couple of things. So let me scoochie to the side. I'll put some things here on the side. Also, quick announcement, I did film this look, and this is the member exclusive tutorial for my members this month. I do have a membership here on my channel. It's just an extra way to support my channel. You also get a bunch of member exclusive tutorials. I release one every month, and you also get access to all of the tutorials that I already have. You also get some member exclusive emojis that you can use in the comments. So if you want to support the channel a little bit more, and if you're interested in some old school tutorials, that button is next to the subscribe button down below, and there's also a link in the description box. All the things that I'm going to be talking about is also in the description box. If there's anything that you're interested in, I won't be super active in the comments while I'm traveling, because I of course want to like be in the moment, but I always try and come in like once a day or something and read all the comments. So I would love to hear what you think about it. Should we start talking about the Prada highlighter? I think we have talked about this one before. It is available now at Sephora. I don't think I realized that it was $90. That's a lot of money. I mean, it looks beautiful. It says it is a glowing, weightless highlighter that it better effortlessly blend into my skin. Refined pearlescent look. Delivers a soft diffused glow on skin. I mean, Prada is Prada. Prada is expensive. Prada is literally one of the few like designer brands that are even breaking a profit right now, except Hermes, of course. And it is an expensive brand, so I'm not surprised that it's $90. I feel like there's other brands like Tom Ford is like that as well. In my mind, I kind of thought that they were gonna try and be a little bit more like Dior, because Dior Beauty is not as expensive as Prada, but Dior fashion is definitely as expensive as Prada, if not even more expensive. And I was kind of thinking they were gonna be like in that neighborhood, but a $90 highlighter, they're literally just out here telling us who their customer is. I'm interested though. Gotta be honest, I kind of want to be like, can a $90 highlighter be worth it? And I'd rather like waste my money than you waste your money. So let me know how you feel about this. It is like available now, so I will link it down below. I said last year that I thought that last year was going to be the year of highlighter, but I feel like it's this year, and I'm so excited because I love highlighters. There's been so many highlighters released this year. I mean, we talked about the NARS ones last week, and then we have the Prada ones that are releasing now. I gotta say, very excited. We've finally been able to see, did I talk about this last week? I don't think no, we hadn't seen the full collection. So this is the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Masterclass Pro Inspired Products by Jordan Liberty. This is launching on May 30th, which is, I gotta look at the, okay, so that is the day that this is going live, on the 30th. This is a Pro Cheek palette. It is a magnetic 15-pan palette with 12 mattes, 2 blush lights, and 1 luster shade. Then there is a luster palette that has 4 shades. There are like the luster toppers, there are lip oil glosses, and then it is face brushes that are sold individually and as a set. I think starting out, I think this is a really good set. Had I been still a working makeup artist, which I haven't been for a hot minute, this could have been a really good thing to put in my kit. Right now, I'm not doing makeup on anyone, really, unless like a friend asks me to do their makeup. Other than that, I'm not doing makeup on anyone. I am surprised to see that there is no eyeshadow, but also I'm like, it's kind of nice that it's just like cheek products and lip products. I saw someone tagging me and saying that it was very unhygienic to have like the doe foot in here, but as a makeup artist, you don't use the doe foot on someone. Usually you'll have like a palette, something that you're blending on, and you'll take the doe foot and you'll take the color on your palette that it's like, of course, disinfected and clean and everything, and then you'll blend on the palette and you'll use it from there. I used a bunch of products with doe foot applicator when I was a makeup artist, but you don't do it on your hand, you do it on like a little, usually I use the mirror and I just clean that in between, and then you use a brush on the palette and not on the doe foot, because there are some products that of course works better with like in a liquid like this, like a lip oil. You don't want to have that in like a case or something. If it's a lipstick, it's much easier to have them in like a lipstick case where you can take with a spatula, but if it's something that's liquid in a tube, I feel like it wasn't hard to work with that, but of course you shouldn't use it on your client. I also think, and this is something that I discussed when we talked about this collection, I think that this is like more marketed as a profession, like makeup for like professionals, but marketed towards non-professionals, if you understand what I'm saying. I do think that they are marketing this towards the everyday consumer as well, being more like, what would a makeup artist choose? A little bit like Patrick Ta or Makeup by Mario or Danessa Myricks or like any of the any of the makeup artist brands, to be honest. I am interested to see how this is. I did talk to Maggie and she said she was gonna send me a couple of these, and I will try it once I'm back from Greece. I'll let you know how I feel about it. I picked out a couple of the lip shades. I tried to pick out like both a brighter color, I think, and a nudie color, and then a sparkle, just to, you know, get a little bit of a range. And I'm just excited to see. I think this will be sold on the Blend Money Cosmetics website. I don't know if affiliate code works or not. You can always try. My code is Angelica per usual, but this one is launching on the 30th. Also, what is also launching, and I did have a dedicated video on this, and that is the Adventure Time and Lethal Cosmetics collab. This one is launching on the 29th, which should have already been then. I hope it's not sold out when I'm talking about this. I did have a dedicated video about this where you can see me swatching all of it, using all of it, talking about all of it, letting you know about my favorites. So definitely check that one out in case you're interested, because I will say, per usual, Lethal Cosmetics makes very well thought through collabs and very just high quality products, and I was very impressed with all of it. My favorite was the cream blushes. Those are so beautiful. Of course the palette is like really beautiful, but the cream blushes, I really like those. I also think that, oh, they gave me a code as well. It's a non-affiliated code. I think it's Angelica 10, if I'm not mistaken, and you can get some money off on non-bundle items in this collab for a while. So if you're interested in the collection, you can get some money off with my code. Bella Beauté Bar is also launching their palette, the Ocean Jewel palette. I also did have a video on this one. This is a 20 pan palette, and this is also launching on the 29th. This is $75, and you can get 10% off with my code Angelica. I did have a video on this one, and I gotta say, I am so impressed with it. It's so beautiful. The only negative I can say is that some of these a little bit emollient, super reflective shadows, they swatch amazingly, but on my hooded eyes, they sometimes do crease, and unfortunately, some of these shimmers did crease on me. Just wanted to let you know about that. I do talk about that in the video as well. If you're interested in seeing more about these, like I said, I do have videos on them. Was there anything else that was like launching? I don't think in the indie sphere. We do have an upcoming launch from Adept Cosmetics, and they are relaunching the Seahorse palette. This was the like all special shades, all shimmer shades that they had, I think last year. It was a pretty expensive palette because it was only special shades, and I think she has reworked some of the shades because some of them were a little bit similar, and she's re-releasing it in their new packaging. You can use my code with Adept Cosmetics as well and get some money off. I've really been enjoying the latest palettes that they've been releasing. So for me, I'm gonna just wait and see until they come up with a new color story, because again, an all shimmer palette, that's just never what I go for when it comes to makeup. So I'm gonna opt out of this one, but I know a bunch of people have been wanting to see this one back. So if you're interested, just know that one is coming soon. Let's talk about the Teletubbies collection. Like I said, everybody wants to collab with the cartoons from our childhood, and now Trixie Cosmetics is doing a collab with Teletubbies. did a collab with Teletubbies? I feel like it was an indie brand. Was it Bridal Cosmetics? Somebody did it and it was just like liquid liners, like cake liners. But now there is a full collection. It is an eyeshadow palette. It is lip glosses. It is new lash. Okay, and then there is a brush set and a purse blush. Oh, and the blush is really red. This is a rainbow palette. It's cute. I've seen rainbow palettes like this before. I think it makes sense for Teletubbies. This was not my childhood. I am too old for Teletubbies. When Teletubbies came, I was definitely like older. And I thought they were creepy. But I think that if you are younger, you might have grown up with Teletubbies, and this is just super nostalgic for you in a way that a lot of other things are nostalgic for me. So I think I'm gonna opt out, but I just wanted to let you know that that one is coming. We've also seen a sneak peek from Morphe, and I gotta say, this is what I'm saying. This product photography is so gorgeous. And it seems like they are launching eyeshadows, because when I look at this, and there's also some promo pictures just showing people doing like eyeshadow, and also this one, like that's eyeshadow. I think they are gonna launch either singles or like quads or maybe like stacks. That's what I'm thinking. I think they're gonna launch some like easy solution, everyday solution for eyeshadows. I have filmed a couple of like full face off like brands. I did a Fenty one, I did a Danessa Myricks one, I have actually filmed a one size one. How do we feel about a Morphe one now that they're like back? Again, new ownership, round 2, and I gotta say I've been very impressed with all the things that they've released. Are we interested in that? Is that something, now that they seem to have found their stride, are we interested in doing a full face of Morphe? Yay or nay? And if there's any other brand you would want to see, let me know. I'm thinking maybe Huda Beauty, ABH. I'm thinking NARS. NARS could be really cool. So let me know about that as well. Here's the perfume. We talked about this last week, and yes, it is indeed a, this is part of Snif, not their like regular scents. This is like what they call the secret menu, where they do fragrances that are a little bit more out there and that usually are very authentic smelling to the thing they want it to smell like. And this is supposed to smell like a candy island Sweden. And listen, I am Swedish, and I always say the only thing I really miss about Sweden, except of course my family, my friends, you know, all of that, is the Swedish candy. I miss that so much. And for it to be a fragrance, and it is a Dalahäst on the front, on the box, I'm so excited. This is $65 and is an ode to the gummy, the juicy, the perfectly soft and sugary treat. Take a ride on a Dala horse through the candy aisle of your dreams and smell something scandalously sweet. This is when they described it first, they did describe it as a little bit of a sour candy. So I really hope that this one has a little bit of tanginess to it. But the notes are watermelon, raspberry, candy sugar, cedar wood, musk, and violet. And I feel like it's very interesting that violet is in here, because violet is actually a candy flavor in Sweden. We do have violet candy, and it's actually really, really tasty. And I'm excited to see that they included that here. A lot of our we love raspberry and watermelon in our candy, especially the gummy flavors. So I am very excited to see what this is. Again, I ordered it like with a speed that you have never seen before, okay? I threw myself at the website. So very excited. I will link it down below, because like I said, these like secret menu fragrances are a little bit more tricky. It's a little bit more tricky to find it, and I will link it down below in case you also were interested in picking it up, because I am so sad that it won't be here until I get back from Greece, because I cannot wait. Oh gosh, I really hope I love it. Speaking of fragrances, there is a new fragrance from Nette, or Nette? I don't have to say that, because this is a nickname in Sweden. Nette. It's like a name. So it's really hard for me to say it in English. I don't know how it's supposed to be said. Nette, I have no idea. This is a new fragrance, and Nette is sold at Sephora, so I'm sure we're going to be able to find it there. I will try and find it and link it down below. This is Lemon Puff, and it is a warm and spicy lemon heart, meringue, and vanilla bean. So I think this is going to be a very sugary lemon, which I think a lot of people will like. I like something, again, that's a little bit more tangy, but I do think that this is a really cool idea, doing like a sugary, sweet merengue kind of a lemon scent. I do think that that sounds really intriguing. Toasted merengue, crisp white sheets in an old world 5-star motel, and a Parisian patissiere. Not motel, hotel. 5-star motel. No. Oh, it is on the Sephora website. Okay. It comes in a mini too. I think this one sounds intriguing, but it's not perfect for me, so it's not something I'm gonna blind buy, not like the Swedish candy one, but intriguing still intriguing. We have been getting a sneak peek from Nomad Cosmetics. I don't know how much they have said as I'm filming this, but I know the owners of Nomad Cosmetics. I'm pretty sure they won't be super upset with me if I accidentally say something a little bit too early, but Nomad Cosmetics is re-releasing some old palettes to celebrate that the brand is turning 10 years. Is that not so crazy? So Nomad Cosmetics actually started around the time that I started YouTube. We're around like the same age when it comes to like their makeup brand and me on social media. I am celebrating 10 years on YouTube as a makeup reviewer in August, so it's really soon. So they're bringing back some old palettes, and I actually am wearing a full stack of Nomad Cosmetics palettes on my eyes. I love Nomad Cosmetics. It's such a fun brand. They do really out there things. They're just going to the beat of their own drum, and I really love their creativity, their packaging, their theming. They're such a heavily themed brand, and I love it. So these are getting re-released in an even better and more current formula with the same packaging as before. So if you missed it, this is your chance to get them again. They're actually re-releasing my favorite color story. This is the favorite color story that Nomad has ever done, which is the American Parks palette. I love that palette. You can use my code with Nomad and get 10% off. And like I said, I am wearing Berlin Underground, I'm wearing American Parks, I'm wearing Polar Express, and I'm wearing a little bit of Fuji 5 Lakes. Yes, I'm wearing so many Nomad palettes on my eyes. And here is also the Fête de Provence, the other palette that they're re-releasing. So I am very excited, and I'm sure these are going to be limited edition, and once they're gone again. So if you had your eye on any of these, like I said, my favorite is the American Parks one. Maybe this is the time. I don't talk about Kiko Milano a lot anymore. I think it's one of those brands that when I move back to Europe, I'll probably be more excited about them again, because it's going to be easier for me to get a hold of it. But I will say it is a fairly affordable Italian drugstore priced brand that make really fun collections and release really interesting stuff. And they are releasing a summer collection, and look at this packaging. It's so pretty, and there's so many things in this collection. The bronzers and blushes and highlighters, and everything looks incredibly beautiful. I do think that they still have their American website open, so you can order online even though they don't have any stores anymore. And this just made me go for like Kiko Milano again, because gee, this is so beautiful. This is so pretty. Again, it's one of those brands. I used to make like dedicated videos on them, and it hasn't been as easy to get a hold of it here in the US as it has been in Europe when I lived there. Let me know if you miss it. Let me know if you miss it, if you want to see more of it. I'm not against it, because I gotta say, they make really nice things. Another Swedish brand, and this is GlossGods. It's a Swedish indie brand. They have announced that they are releasing some like skincare products and some makeup prep products. This is the Watermelon Dew collection, and they are releasing quite a few different things. So it is a watermelon milkshake cleanser. It is a mirror mist, so it's a glassy skin toner mist. And then there is a watermelon glow and grip serum. It is a watermelon glass skin moisturizer and a watermelon ceramide moisturizer. My skin loves ceramides when it's feeling a little like it's not its best self. Niacinamide and ceramides, my skin is like, yes, please and thank you. So I think this is very intriguing. I do get some PR from GlossGods, but I'm kind of like, I think I'm gonna maybe contact them and ask if they are sending any of this. Otherwise, I might buy some of it myself. Especially, I am interested in the ceramide one and also the glow and grip serum, because that sounds like something I would enjoy before makeup. That sounds like something I would really enjoy before makeup, because I love a moisturizing serum before makeup. That is enough for me. If it's more than that, my makeup just melts off. But a moisturizing serum, I don't know if you remember, I did a sponsorship with Toriden some time ago, and this is one of my favorite ones. I also have one, what is that one? It's like a milky toner. It's not the one from, let me go get it so I can show you. Oh my god, this one has been in the bathroom. This is from Horror Wonder. I did actually do a sponsorship a while ago with them as well. This is the Black Rice Probiotics Barrier Essence, and it is a milky essence. And I use that one before makeup sometimes too. This one is even more hydrating than the other one. It depends on like what I'm looking for. So that has been like my skin prep when it comes to like, you know, before primer. A moisturizing serum has been really nice for me, and since this one says that it is a moisturizing serum with a grip to it, it does sound very intriguing and sounds like something I would really enjoy. Nabla is doing a collab with Mr. Daniel Makeup. I'm a little bit confused because I kind of thought that he worked for Nabla, but maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's just been so, because he is a celebrity makeup artist from Italy. Nabla is an Italian indie brand. Maybe he's just been working so much with the brand that I kind of like thought that he was the brand. You know, that happens sometimes. They are releasing a brush collection together. And you know, I make my own brushes with my own brand, Singe Beauty, but I gotta say, Nabla makes banging brushes. So I am kind of intrigued. They do send me PR sometimes. I really enjoy Nabla products, and I gotta say, the brushes look so nice. And Nabla brushes are really beautiful. I used to use them so much. They were probably one of my most used brand. Nabla, Sigma, BK Beauty, and Game Beauty. Probably the brushes I used the most before I kind of just use my own brushes, because again, I did create the brushes that I want, but there are still some brushes from Nabla that I use every now and then that I really enjoy. So I gotta say, I am excited to see that. We also talked about a while ago that Essence was releasing a So Cherry Happy collection, and this one is now available at Ulta Beauty. I will link it down below, and I gotta say, these pictures make the collection look so much better. I know that Essence is a very affordable brand, and it's marketed a little bit more towards like young adult, but I gotta say, some of it looks really nice, and that like pan that has like the little cherry in it looks really delicious. So I will link those down below in case you've been wanting to take a peek at them once they are here in the US, and now they are. Let's talk about two brands that you probably forgot existed, and maybe you didn't, but I saw them and I was like, I forgot you existed. Both of these used to be at Sephora. None of them are at Sephora anymore. And it only shows that like being at Sephora really does help with keeping a brand at the forefront of our minds and thinking about it. First one is Jouer Cosmetics. They are releasing a Luminizing Glow Serum. This is a nude glow and a sun glow. This is launching early June. It's like a liquid illuminator. I have not thought about Jouer in a hot minute. Do you remember when they used to be so hyped? So hyped. Their highlighters, their liquid lipsticks, their glittery glosses. Oh my gosh. We used to be obsessed with Jouer. I just forgot they existed. Another brand that I saw and I was like, oh yeah, is Rose Inc. So this is the brand started, and I don't think she is part of the brand anymore, but I'm fairly sure she was there when the brand started, but I don't think she's working for the brand anymore. It was Rosie Huntington Whiteley's brand. So this is Rose Inc. and they are releasing a lip treatment hydrating lip balm. This is a lip-loving hybrid of clean color and advanced care. Blah 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 blah, all the things that they say about lip products. They're gonna save your skin, all of those things. And it comes in a couple of different, I'm guessing, scents and colors. Seems to be peach, plum, and strawberry. I just don't think about this brand at all. Where are they sold now? Only on their website? They had some things that I really liked. Not as much. I wasn't as hyped about it as some other brands, but they had some really nice things. But I kind of forgot they existed. I want to talk about this again. Listen, don't come for me. I know. I'm laughing as I'm thinking about it. The P.Louise palette that I talked about last week. It was even bigger than I thought. That's what she hopefully says. This is 3 layers. I thought there was 1 layer with creams and mattes and then 1 layer of shimmers, and I was just saying this is a monstrosity. This is not even like a coffee table. This is a full one of those, like, you know the bar tables that you fold it up and it just keeps going so you can put the entire buffet on there. That's what this is. This is 3 different layers in one. 1 with cream shadows, 1 with matte shadows, and 1 with shimmer shadows. In what universe does anyone need all of this to be, checking notes, a wedding makeup artist? I've done weddings. Imagine lugging that around as a makeup artist. Just call an ambulance right now. What are those little boxes that says... Wait, what is that box? Because it says like baby bad bee energy and bad bitch energy. That's very 2015 cringe. This palette is just, it's wild. It is wild that this exists and that this is not an April 1st thing. That wild. Bewildered. This is also a brand that we technically could do a full face of, and this is e.l.f. and they're releasing a Halo Glow Skin Tint Mineral SPF 50. This is a tinted sunscreen, water resistant. It's a new addition to the Halo Glow family, so it's probably going to be like more of a glowy luminous kind of a situation. Serum like skin tint provides lightweight buildable coverage with SPF. Sounds interesting. 18 different shades. This, how much is this going to be? Because I want to talk about like the price hikes that e.l.f. has been doing as well, but I'm intrigued to try this out. I tried, when was that video? I feel like that video was on Tuesday. I have been wearing the Merit tinted sunscreen. I actually really like it. I really like it. If you want to see me talk about that one, that was Tuesday's video. But I am into tinted SPFs and I'm like, maybe I'll like this. And also it's like affordable. So I definitely feel like we should try that out and see how we feel about it. But let's talk about, I read this article. e.l.f. Beauty announces a $1 price hike and it's citing inflation and tariffs as the reason as to why this is happening. e.l.f. will raise the price of its products by $1, I'm guessing per product, starting August 1, according to the Instagram post that was posted by e.l.f. Cosmetics on Friday. And it says, not gonna lie, inflation and tariffs are hitting us hard. And I mean, the tariffs are back to the 10% that was first announced. Listen, I can't keep up. Nobody can keep up. How can you plan a business when things can just... Madness. Absolute madness. It's giving me like nightmares. But if you got some big orders when the tariffs were going, you got hit with that. And that was expensive. So if they had things coming in at that point, I don't understand why they have to recoup that, because they have to recoup that somehow. I don't think the government is paying that money back. I went in and I looked at some of the comments on this, and it seems like people are overall pretty positive about the transparency. And I feel like that is the feeling that I got when I talked about it with my brand too. I ended up not having to raise the prices of my product, but if I ever do in the future, I want to be like honest with you and say like why that is, because things do get more expensive with time. Even if we're not in heavy inflation, there's always low inflation going on. And with time, most things will go up in price. And with the tariffs, I mean, they're still higher than they were before. So I don't blame them at all for raising prices. And I'm gonna be honest, I like them being transparent and just saying, hey, this is what happened, this is what we gotta do. And again, like with my brand, and I'm sure a bunch of other brand owners too are thinking, kind of maybe have to raise the prices in the future. And if that happens, I mean, what are you gonna do? We're not running a charity. People need to get paid. I have people working for me who need to be paid, and I'm sure it's the same for e.l.f. Although I'm sure it's a little bit different for e.l.f. because they are traded on the stock market, and usually the shareholders are expecting a certain point of profit. to be paid out to the shareholders, so that's a little bit different. I don't have that pressure on me, so I can do a little bit as I want. But let me know what you think about this, and do you think more brands will follow? Another brand that I quite honestly almost forgot existed too is Melt Cosmetics. I used to love Melt so much, but then they did a couple of kind of inconsistent releases in a row, and I wasn't overly impressed with some of the color stories that they've done, or some of the choices that they have had as well, with like color stories, quality, formulations and stuff like that. So for me, Melt kind of became one of the brands that I don't hate them, I'm not avoiding them, I'm just not looking out for them anymore as I do with some other brands. They are though releasing a lip plumper. This is a Hot Shot matte lip plumper. This is very easy for me to avoid because I absolutely detest lip products that burn your lips. I hate it. I don't want it. I don't want any of it. So for me, this was a very easy pass, but I totally get why there are some people that are like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want. I just find it a little bit surprising that this is what they released, because I really cannot remember what launch they had last. What did they release last? What was Melt's holiday collection? Do you remember the time when everybody was so crazy banana excited about Melt's holiday collection and KVD's holiday collection? That's a throwback. I don't want to make this episode way too long, because I'm filming this as the last thing I do before I leave, and I still haven't packed a single product or a single item yet. But I also saw that Maybelline has released some new products on the Ulta website. They released more colors in their Tattoo Longwear multi-use eyeshadow stick, and it seems like they have released some neutrals. They've also released some liquid eyeliners. The Tattoo Studio Dip Ink liquid eyeliner, they released it in a black, a brown, a burgundy, and a white. Pretty cool. And they also released some shade extensions in the Super Lock Brow Glue Waterproof Eyebrow Gel. This is not for me, but can I say I've been using this one here. I've been using this for almost a week now. I love it. It is so good. If you see this somewhere and you're looking for a new brow glue, absolutely love it. It is such a great hold. It's so easy to work with. 100% recommended. 100% recommended. I've really been enjoying it. And then the last thing that I saw, I'm sure there were some other things too, is a shade extension of the Superstay Matte Ink Liquid Lipstick, and they're releasing some like earthy neutral shades. Honestly, I think this is a really smart shade extension. People are really into neutral makeup right now, I say, looking like this, but I think this is a super smart like shade extension to do it for the summer. People are looking for something easy breezy to wear for the summer. If you're gonna release something, either make it like a super colorful, fruity lip and cheek collection like the Makeup by Mario last year. I still think that was such a good summer collection. Or make it something like this, just shade extensions with some earthy neutral tones that people can wear, easy to wear during the summer. I honestly think it's pretty smart. Let me see if there's anything else we should talk about before I sit down and edit this one. Ooh, what is this? Blend Bunny. Blend Bunny has brought back the Longing palette, and it is back and it is magnetic. Okay, that's really cool. You can use my code, like I said, Blend Bunny Cosmetics, and then get 10% off. This is a really beautiful muted, it's a colorful but muted colorful cool tone palette, if that's something that you want. If you like cool tones and you want to have something that's colorful but not like bright blues and greens, this one is a little bit more muted colorful, but it still has some really interesting and like very saturated and impressive and like high contrast colors, even though they're not like a bright blue. So definitely check out that one. I think that could be really cool. Other than that, I think that might be it. The latest update was indeed the one from e.l.f. I think that that's probably the one that people are going to be most excited about this week. I will definitely try that one out. This was a very short and sweet episode. Let me know what you think about these items down below. If there's anything that you're like, hey, why didn't you talk about that one? It's probably because I am pre-filming this one. When I get back, I will have a new makeup releases. I will not have a new makeup releases next week because I'm in Greece. I'm trying to have a little bit of a vacation. And the week after, the new makeup releases will not be on Friday. I think it's Friday the 3rd. Oh, it's a Friday the 13th. Okay, yeah, it will not be Friday the 13th of June. It will be Saturday the 14th of June. I will be back and it will probably be a really long and juicy episode. And if there's anything specific that you want me to talk about, don't forget to let me know down in the comments. Send me a DM, tag me on Instagram. I love seeing what you're interested in. I hope you're having an amazing, amazing, amazing time. There will be videos while I'm gone. I have a bunch of pre-filmed stuff. I'm just going to take 1 week break from new makeup releases. I hope you're having a great, great weekend and I'll see you soon.